Beloved, can I tell you something today? God is speaking to your heart right now. He said, December's last days are the days of your freedom. Not next year, not tomorrow, now. This is the season where chains are broken, burdens are lifted, and miracles manifest. Listen closely, because what I'm about to say can shift your entire life. Freedom is God's promise, not just a wish. And I want you to hear this clearly, because too many of us have been living as if freedom is something we hope for, something we dream about, something we whisper in the dark when no one is watching. But God is saying today, I have already promised it to you. It's yours. Stop waiting and start walking in it. You see, freedom is not a lottery ticket you scratch and hope to win. Freedom is not some distant shore you pray to reach one day. Freedom is a declaration, a possession, a reality that God has placed in your life before you even knew to ask for it. Think about the person stuck in a job that drains their soul, that steals their joy, that makes them feel invisible. They sit there every morning wishing they could break free, hoping that someday a miracle will drop into their lap. But God is saying, you have the power to move. You have the courage to step forward. Freedom is not a dream, it's your inheritance. If a bird trapped in a cage could understand that the door is open, it would fly. And if you can understand that God has opened doors of freedom for you, would you remain in chains any longer? Every wish you have whispered, every sigh you have breathed out in desperation, God has heard. Freedom is not a wish, it is a promise. Look at the single mother working 3 jobs, exhausted, feeling the weight of the world on her shoulders, thinking she will never rise above her circumstances. But God's promise of freedom isn't about removing the work. It's about releasing the chains of limitation in her mind. It's about showing her that even in exhaustion, she has the power to rise above despair, to teach her children resilience, and to claim joy that no circumstance can steal. Freedom is walking into your life knowing that your present struggle is not your permanent state. It is knowing that even when the world tells you you cannot, God whispers, you can because I am with you. Think about the teenager who has been labeled a failure, a dropout, a misfit, someone the world has written off. They walk around believing that life has nothing for them. But God's promise says, I have not forgotten you. I have destined you for greatness. Your freedom from the lies of limitation is already on its way. That freedom doesn't mean life will be easy, but it does mean life will be filled with opportunities for breakthroughs that will astonish everyone, including yourself. Freedom is not a fleeting feeling, it is a divine assignment. Consider the man shackled by addiction, trapped in cycles he cannot escape, feeling hopeless, thinking that freedom is beyond reach. God is saying, you have already been free. I have set your spirit free, and now it is time for you to walk in it. Every temptation that comes is a test. Every challenge is an opportunity to exercise the power God has placed within you. Freedom is not granted by circumstances, it is claimed by faith. You can wake up today, look in the mirror, and declare, I am free. I am victorious. I am no longer defined by my past. I am defined by my God-given promise. Look at the employee who has endured years of criticism, harassment, and being overlooked. They pray silently every day, wishing for recognition or relief. God's promise is telling them, stop wishing, start believing, stop hoping, start receiving. Freedom is not just a prayer. It is a divine reality waiting for you to step into. Sometimes freedom comes quietly, like the sun rising over the horizon, unseen but unstoppable. Sometimes it comes with dramatic revelation, like chains breaking off in a moment of divine intervention. But make no mistake, freedom is yours because God has said it is so, even in marriage, in relationships that seem stuck, in friendships that betray. God's promise of freedom remains. It is the freedom from resentment, the freedom from bitterness, the freedom to love and live without being imprisoned by pain. You can wake up one day and decide, I will not be a prisoner of yesterday. I will not let the mistakes of others define my joy. I will walk in the freedom God has promised. That is power. That is life. That is the promise of God that transforms ordinary people into unstoppable forces of destiny. Look at the student who has failed an exam, been rejected from a dream school, or felt unworthy of opportunity. They might wish for a miracle to turn their life around. But God's promise is louder than any disappointment. I have already secured your breakthrough, your freedom from limitation, from self-doubt, from fear. It is already written in heaven, and nothing on earth can change it. Freedom is not a coincidence. It is a commitment from God to His children. So stop reducing your freedom to a wish. Stop waiting for someone else to hand it to you. Stop believing that it will only come if circumstances are perfect. Freedom is a promise, a divine, unstoppable, unshakable promise. God's voice is calling you today. Step out of the chains of hesitation. Walk boldly into the life I have prepared for you. Claim what I have already given. Believe it, speak it, live it. Every moment you delay is a moment you deny yourself the glory God has already prepared. Freedom is not in the future. Freedom is not in someone else's hand. Freedom is your God-given inheritance, and God is saying, now is the time to live it. The last days of the year are your spiritual launch pad. Hear me, church, because this is not ordinary time. These last days are not just the fading hours of a calendar. They are the moment God has appointed for you to ascend, to rise, to step into the next chapter He has written for you. Every second that passes is a preparation, a countdown, a divine positioning for the breakthrough that is about to manifest. Many of you have been sitting, waiting for the new year, thinking that only January 1st carries promise, but God is saying, no, your launch begins before the clock strikes 12. The final days of this year are your spiritual ignition point. Think about the person who has been struggling with career stagnation. Every year they hope for a promotion or a new opportunity, but it never comes. They think it is luck, timing, or networking. But God is saying, pay attention to this December. The preparation you've done, the late nights, the sacrifices, the prayers, they are your launch pad. The effort you put in while others are distracted by celebrations is the foundation for your spiritual liftoff, like an astronaut counting down before launch. God is aligning your work, your faith, and your spirit, so that the moment arrives and you soar into the life you have been promised. Look at the student who has struggled through exams, rejection letters, and the anxiety of what the future holds. Most are resting, thinking the year is over and that everything will restart in January. But God is saying, no, the last days of this year are your spiritual launch pad. The lessons you've learned, the perseverance you've built, the self-discipline you've exercised. This is your fuel. This is your momentum. Every challenge you've faced is not to defeat you. It is to prepare you to launch higher than ever before. Those final days are a sacred countdown to the next level of your life, a spiritual platform where you push off from despair into destiny. Consider the parent who has been juggling the responsibilities of raising children, providing for the family, and maintaining faith. The weight feels overwhelming and the days blend together. But God is speaking to that parent. Your endurance is a launch pad. Your prayers over late nights, your sacrifices over weary mornings, they are building a spiritual catapult that will propel you and your family into breakthroughs you cannot yet imagine. The last days of the year are not for exhaustion, they are for ignition. Every prayer, every act of faith, every word of encouragement you have spoken is the energy that will lift you into freedom, into favor, into a new level of spiritual authority. Think about the entrepreneur who has faced losses, failed deals, and setbacks. They watch the calendar wind down, feeling as though the year has been wasted. But God is saying, no, your launch begins now. The end of the year is not the end of your opportunity. It is the countdown to your breakthrough. The lessons you learned from failure are the fuel that will launch you into prosperity, into favor, and into the fulfillment of dreams you have dared to whisper in prayer. Like a rocket needing precision and timing, your spiritual launch requires reflection, alignment, and expectation. The final days are God's preparation for the trajectory of your destiny. Look at the individual who has been in a relationship that has tested patience, endurance, and faith. They may feel stuck, hopeless, or doubtful. God is speaking directly to them. Your faith in love, your forgiveness, your willingness to keep believing, it is your launch pad. The last days of this year are preparing you to step into relationships, peace, and joy that you have only imagined. What feels stagnant now is being aligned for takeoff. Every tear shed, every heartache endured, every prayer whispered for healing becomes the thrust that propels your spirit forward into restoration and divine favor. Consider the person who has struggled with health challenges, battling fatigue, illness, or pain. Most are counting down to relief in the new year, thinking hope will arrive with January. But God is saying, no, the launch begins now. Your perseverance, your faith, your refusal to give in to despair, these are the engines of your spiritual ascent. The last days of this year are preparing your body, your mind, and your spirit for breakthroughs, healing, and strength that will astonish you. Every sacrifice, every healthy choice, every moment of belief becomes the catalyst for lift off into freedom from limitation. Think about the worker who has been overlooked, underappreciated, and undervalued. They feel invisible, stuck, and defeated. But God is declaring your efforts, your consistency, your integrity, these are the fuel for your spiritual launchpad. The final days of this year are your opportunity to rise above mediocrity and step into recognition, favor, and destiny. What seems unseen is bay. Their need for visibility. What seems unrecognized is being positioned for honor. God's timing is perfect, and the last days of December are not wasted. They are the ignition point where the trajectory of your life changes forever. Even in your spiritual life, those prayers you've prayed, the fasting you've endured, the nights spent seeking God's face, they are all being compounded, aligned, and multiplied. God is saying, your launch begins now. Your spiritual liftoff requires faith, expectation, and readiness. The last days of this year are your countdown, your preparation, and your spiritual catapult into the life I have promised you. The last days of the year are not ordinary. They are sacred, strategic, and supernatural. Every struggle, every sacrifice, every lesson, and every act of faith becomes fuel for your launch. This is the divine moment where preparation meets opportunity, where perseverance meets reward, and where the spiritual law of sowing and reaping positions you to soar like never before. The final days are your runway, your ignition point, your spiritual launch pad, and the trajectory you set now will carry you into the destiny God has promised you. Release what has held you back. Hear me now, because God is speaking to your spirit. He is saying, it is time to let go of the things that have chained you, the weight you have carried far too long, the burdens that were never yours to bear. So many of us move through life carrying invisible chains, chains of resentment, bitterness, unforgiveness, fear, shame, and disappointment. We clutch these things tightly, thinking that holding on will protect us, but in reality, they are anchors keeping us from the abundance, the joy, and the destiny that God has prepared. Freedom begins the moment you release what has held you back. Consider the person who has been harboring resentment from a past betrayal. Every time they think of that person, every time they relive that pain, it is like dragging a heavy stone behind them. God is saying, let it go. Your enemy is not your freedom. Your attachment to the hurt is the thief of your peace. Release it and watch me open doors you never imagined. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Release it. Forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. It is for your breakthrough. It is for your peace. Think about the young adult who has carried the weight of failure. They failed an exam, lost an opportunity, or stumbled in a project. Every day, they repeat in their mind, I am not enough. I will never succeed. God is saying, release that thought. That failure is not your identity, it is your lesson. Let go of the shame, the self-doubt, and step into the freedom I have for you. Every setback is a setup for your comeback. And every time you refuse to release the past, you are keeping yourself from the life that is waiting for your courage to step forward. Consider the person who has been trapped in a toxic relationship, holding on because of fear of loneliness or fear of change. God is speaking directly, release it. That which no longer serves you is blocking the blessing I have for you. You cannot hold on to pain and expect to embrace joy at the same time. There is power in letting go. There is strength in releasing what you cannot change. There is freedom in stepping out of the cage of fear into the open air of divine opportunity. Look at the individual who has been living under the weight of guilt, thinking they are unworthy because of mistakes they made years ago. Every time they try to move forward, the memory pulls them back. God is saying, release it. Your past is not your prison, it is your classroom. What you have done does not define who I have called you to be. Freedom C. Ohms when you let go and step into my mercy. Shame keeps you small, but God's promise sets you free. Consider the entrepreneur who has faced repeated business failures. Every deal that didn't go through, every lost opportunity, every disappointment is a weight they carry into new ventures. God is saying, release it. Every failure is a lesson, not a chain. Let go of the fear that keeps you from trying again, because your breakthrough will come when you are no longer weighed down by what didn't work before. Your future is not limited by your past. It is fueled by the wisdom you gained from it. Think about the parent who has been burdened by the mistakes of their children, feeling responsible for every misstep, every rebellion, every failure. God is saying, release it. You cannot control their journey, but you can release your fear and trust me. I will guide them and I will guide you. Freedom comes when you stop carrying the weight of what is not yours to carry. Your peace, your clarity, and your ability to parent wisely grow when you let go of control and step into faith. Consider the student or professional who has been stuck in self-limiting beliefs. They keep telling themselves, I'm not smart enough, I'm not talented enough, I'm not ready. God is saying, release it. The only thing holding you back is the lie you have believed about yourself. I have equipped you for greatness. Let go of the fear, step into your purpose, and claim what I have already given you. Self-doubt is a silent thief, stealing time, opportunities, and destiny. Releasing it is an act of courage and obedience that propels you forward. Look at the person who has been trapped in anger, lashing out at others, carrying grudges that poison their relationships. God is speaking, release it. Anger kept in your heart is like a fire burning inside you, destroying what is precious. Let it go. C. Choose peace. Choose restoration. Choose the freedom I have already promised you. Every grudge, every resentment, every hurt kept inside is like a chain. When you release it, your hands are free to receive new blessings. Your heart is free to love again. And your spirit is free to soar. Even in the smallest daily moments, God is showing us the power of release. The traffic jam that makes you anxious, the coworker who frustrates you, the words spoken that sting. Release them. They are small chains that, when carried long enough, become heavy burdens. Letting go does not mean weakness, it means wisdom. Letting go does not mean surrendering, it means trusting God to carry what is too heavy for you. The act of release is not passive, it is active. It is a declaration that you will not be defined, delayed, or destroyed by what has held you back. God is calling you today to release. Release the pain, release the fear, release the resentment, release the shame, release the guilt, release the control, release the self-doubt, release the anger. The moment you do, the heavens respond. The chains fall, the doors open, the blessings flow, the opportunities arise, the miracles manifest. The life you have been waiting for begins to move toward you, not because of luck, but because you have chosen obedience to let go of what has held you back. Speak your freedom into existence. Hear me, church, because this is where faith meets action. God is saying it's not enough to wait, to hope, or to wish. You must declare it. You must speak it, and you must believe it before you see it. Too many people live in chains because they are silent. They think that freedom will arrive quietly like a thief in the night, but God is calling you to open your mouth and release what He has already placed inside of you. Words have power. They create, they manifest, they bring into being that which was invisible. Freedom is not passive. It must be spoken, it must be declared, and it must be believed. Think about the person trapped in financial struggle. They have bills, debts, and responsibilities stacked high, and fear whispers in their ear, "You will never make it." But God is saying, speak your freedom. Declare that abundance, declare that provision, declare that breakthrough. Every morning when you wake up, speak to your finances, speak to your career, speak to your opportunities. Say, I am free from debt, I am free from lack, I am walking in God's provision. Your words carry weight. When you speak with faith, the unseen forces align with your declaration. Doors open, opportunities arise, and miracles appear. What you say shapes your reality. Look at the student who feels overwhelmed by exams, deadlines, and expectations. They whisper, I can't do this, I will fail. God is saying, no, speak your freedom, declare your success, speak life over your mind, over your memory, over your ability. Say, I am equipped, I am capable, I am prepared, and I will excel. Your words build confidence, your words release fear, and your words unlock your potential. Every time you speak faith, your spirit grows stronger, and the invisible becomes visible. Consider the person who has been struggling with health issues, battling pain, fatigue, or illness. The doctor may have given a prognosis. The symptoms may feel overwhelming, but God is saying, speak your freedom. Declare healing over your body, life over your cells, strength over your soul. Say, I am healed, I am restored, I am whole, and my body responds to the power of God. Every word spoken in faith is like a seed planted in the soil of your life. Speak it, nurture it with belief, and watch it grow into reality. Think about the single parent carrying the weight of responsibility for children, bills, and expectations. They feel overwhelmed, exhausted, and unseen. God is speaking. Speak your freedom. Speak joy, speak provision, speak peace over your home. Every word you say matters. Say, I am equipped to provide. I am empowered to guide. I am walking in favor, and my children will thrive. Words are not empty, they are life-giving. They shape the environment around you and bring God's promises into motion. Consider the person trapped in a toxic relationship or a situation of betrayal. Pain and disappointment whisper, you are stuck, you will never move on. But God is saying, speak your freedom, declare your peace, declare your joy, declare your destiny. Say, I am free from the chains of the past. I am walking in love, I am walking in grace, and I am stepping into a brighter future. Every declaration of faith breaks a chain. Every spoken word releases the power that God has placed inside of you to move mountains and open doors. Look at the individual who has been weighed down by self-doubt, fear, and limitation. They think, I am not enough, I cannot succeed, I am not ready. God is saying, speak your freedom, speak confidence, speak courage, speak victory. Say, I am enough, I am capable, I am worthy, and I will not be limited by fear. Your words change your mindset. Your words shape your actions. Your words transform your reality. You are speaking life into existence, and every word has power to create miracles. Consider the employee who has been overlooked at work, feeling undervalued, unrecognized, and unheard. Fear whispers, you will never advance, you will never be seen. God is saying, speak your freedom, declare recognition, declare promotion, declare favor. Say, I am seen, I am recognized, I am valued, and my opportunity is arriving now. Words are not merely statements. They are spiritual declarations that set the forces of heaven in motion on your behalf. Even in your smallest daily interactions, speak your freedom. Speak it over your mornings. Speak it over your mindset. Speak it over your thoughts. Speak it over your emotions. Speak it over your actions. Speak it over your family, your finances, your career, your health, and your purpose. Do not underestimate the power of declaration. God's promise is in place, but your voice activates it. Your faith releases it. Your spoken word calls it into existence. Speak your freedom over fear, over doubt, over limitation, over delay, over disappointment, over rejection, over pain, over struggle, over failure, over fatigue. Speak life where there is death. Speak hope where there is despair. Speak victory where there is defeat. Speak faith where there is fear. Speak freedom where there is bondage. The moment you open your mouth in alignment with God's promise, the atmosphere changes, the spiritual forces move, and what was once invisible begins to manifest in your reality. Every morning, every moment, every breath is an opportunity to speak your freedom into existence. Declare it, proclaim it, speak it boldly and with conviction. Say, I am free, I am whole, I am healed, I am victorious, I am walking in favor, I am walking in purpose, I am walking in destiny. Speak it over your life, speak it over your family, speak it over your work, speak it over your future. Your words are not just words, they are your spiritual weapons. They are the launch keys to unlock the doors of blessing, breakthrough, and freedom. Miracles are waiting on your faith. Can I tell you something today? God is standing at the edge of your circumstances, and He is saying, I am ready to move, but you must believe. I am ready to release the miraculous, but your faith must open the door. Too many of us are waiting for miracles to happen by accident, by coincidence, or by luck. But God is saying, no, me. Miracles respond to faith. Miracles are attracted to belief. Miracles are released by those who dare to trust in my promises, even when they cannot see the outcome. Think about the woman who has been trying to conceive for years. Every test comes back negative. Every hope seems dashed, and despair knocks at the door of her heart. God is saying, do not give up. Your faith is the key that unlocks what the world says is impossible. Speak life over your womb. Believe in my timing, and watch how I open the door to your miracle. Faith is not passive, it is active. Every prayer whispered with expectation, every tear shed with trust, every moment spent believing against all odds becomes the soil in which the miracle grows. Consider the young man who has been unemployed for months, sending out resumes, facing rejection after rejection. Fear tells him he will never find a job, but God is saying, your faith will move mountains. Keep believing, keep applying, keep trusting. The miracle of employment, provision, and favor is waiting for you, and it will come in my timing, exceeding your expectation. Faith creates an environment where opportunities, doors, and divine connections converge in ways that logic cannot explain. Your belief is the magnet that draws your breakthrough to you. Look at the student who has struggled with academic failure, thinking they are not smart enough to succeed. Every exam seems impossible, every assignment overwhelming. But God is saying, do not measure by what you see. Miracles respond to faith, not to circumstance. Believe in your preparation, trust in my wisdom, and watch the impossible become possible. Faith allows the mind to focus, the heart to remain steadfast, and the spirit to rise above fear. When you believe, you position yourself for miracles that no human reasoning can create. Consider the parent who is worried about a rebellious child, afraid they will never find their path or walk in purpose. God is speaking. Miracles respond to faith. Keep praying, keep trusting, keep believing that I am working even when you cannot see it. Your child's destiny is unfolding, and your faith is the key that releases it. Every prayer, every act of faith, every moment of hope is a seed planted that will bear miraculous fruit. Do not underestimate the power of persistent, unwavering belief in God's plan. Think about the person battling a serious illness. Doctors have done all they can, and the prognosis seems grim. Fear whispers, this is the end. But God is saying, miracles are waiting on your faith. Speak health over your body. Declare life over yourselves. Trust me with the outcome, and you will see the miraculous manifest. Faith opens the supernatural doors that medicine, logic, and human effort cannot reach. The moment you believe, God's power steps in and rewrites your story. Consider the entrepreneur whose business is failing, debts piling up, hope diminishing. Every setback is a test, every loss a challenge. God is saying, your faith will release the miracle. Continue to believe in my favor. Continue to believe in my provision, and continue to act in alignment with my purpose. Watch how I turn your setback into a launch pad for extraordinary success. Faith is not just belief. It is action in trust, perseverance in uncertainty, and courage in the face of impossibility. The miraculous is waiting for you to step forward boldly. Look at the individual who has experienced heartbreak, betrayal, and disappointment in love. Hope seems lost, trust feels impossible, and the heart feels heavy. But God is declaring, miracles are waiting on your faith. Believe in my timing. Believe that I am restoring what was broken. Believe that love, joy, and peace will return in ways you cannot yet imagine. Faith repairs the broken, restores what was lost, and brings back what was stolen. When you trust, the miraculous becomes your reality. Even in the smallest daily challenges, miracles respond to faith. The promotion that seems out of reach, the reconciliation that feels impossible, the financial breakthrough that appears delayed, the healing that seems far away, all of these miracles respond when you refuse to doubt. God is saying, your belief activates my power. Your trust unleashes my provision. Your faith makes the impossible inevitable. Miracles are waiting on those who refuse to give up, who refuse to complain, who refuse to measure by human understanding. They are waiting for the ones who dare to pray, to hope, and to act in faith, even when the world says it cannot be done. Faith is not passive. Faith is the key that opens the door to the supernatural. It aligns your spirit with God's promise and positions you for the manifestation of every miracle He has prepared for you. Every word of belief you speak, every step of obedience you take, every act of trust you demonstrate is a signal to heaven that you are ready to receive. Miracles are waiting, not for the perfect, not for the lucky, not for the deserving, but for the faithful, the persistent, the bold, and the obedient. They respond to your faith. They follow your declaration. They answer your trust, and they bring your impossible dreams into reality. This is the time to walk boldly. Can I tell you something today? God is calling you to step out of hesitation, fear, and doubt. He is saying, now is the moment. The timing is right. The doors are open. The heavens are aligned. Walk boldly into what I have prepared for you. Too many of us shrink when we are called to move. We falter when opportunities arise. And we wait for certainty before taking action. But God is saying, courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward in spite of it. Boldness activates destiny, and now is your appointed time. Think about the young professional who has been offered a promotion that seems overwhelming. Fear tells them, you're not ready, you might fail. But God is saying, walk boldly, step into responsibility, step into leadership, step into your calling. Every opportunity you fear is a chance for breakthrough. Boldness is the bridge between where you are and where God wants you to be. The moment you decide to move forward despite fear, you position yourself for favor, recognition, and growth beyond imagination. Consider the student who wants to pursue a dream that everyone says is unrealistic. Family, friends, and society may doubt. But God is saying, walk boldly. Follow the path I have laid before you. Ignore the noise of doubt. Step into your purpose with courage. Every bold step taken in alignment with God's calling strengthens your faith, builds your character, and sets the stage for the miraculous. Boldness defies limitation, and it transforms impossibilities into realities. Look at the person who has been waiting for reconciliation in a broken relationship. Fear whispers, they will never forgive you. They will never come back. God is saying, walk boldly. Take the first step of forgiveness. Speak the words of peace. Extend the hand of love. Boldness in reconciliation brings restoration that fear could never achieve. It is in walking boldly that walls crumble, relationships heal, and hearts are restored. Think about the entrepreneur launching a new business. Knowing the risks, knowing the failures of the past, every doubt, every fear, every voice that says you cannot do this is met with God's command, walk boldly. Step into the vision I have placed in your heart. Trust in my provision and my timing. Boldness is the currency of success. It allows you to step past the ICS, past the obstacles, past the setbacks, and move directly into the favor and opportunity God has orchestrated for you. Consider the individual who has been paralyzed by self-doubt, thinking, I am not enough, I am not prepared, I am not worthy. God is saying, walk boldly. Your worth is defined by me, your preparation is perfect for this moment, and your calling is unstoppable. Every bold action taken in faith stretches your spirit, enlarges your vision, and ignites possibilities that were hidden behind fear. Boldness unlocks doors, reveals destiny, and activates blessings. Look at the parent facing a crisis with their children, worried about their safety, their education, or their future. Fear whispers, you cannot handle this. You are not strong enough. God is saying, walk boldly, lead with faith, make decisions with courage, and act in wisdom. Boldness inspires confidence, courage, and victory in your household. The moment you choose to move with faith instead of fear, you model strength, resilience, and determination that shapes not only your life, but the lives of those you influence. Consider the person pursuing a calling in ministry, in art, in service, or in leadership, facing opposition, criticism, and doubt. God is saying, walk boldly. The path I have set before you is not for the timid. Boldness carries authority, boldness carries vision, and boldness carries the power to impact lives. Every hesitant step delays destiny, but every bold step accelerates it. Boldness inspires others to follow, to believe, and to rise alongside you. Think about the individual who has been dealing with fear of change, the fear of leaving a comfort zone, or the fear of stepping into the unknown. God is saying, walk boldly. Every new step, every decision made in courage is a declaration that you trust me. Boldness allows you to move forward when others stand still, to seize opportunity when others wait, and to activate blessing when others doubt. Boldness is contagious. It transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary breakthroughs. Even in the smallest choices of daily life, boldness matters. Boldness is choosing to speak up when silence would be easier. Boldness is taking initiative when waiting feels safe. Boldness is choosing faith over fear, action over hesitation, and courage over doubt. Every bold step aligns you with God's promises, positions you for breakthrough, and activates the unseen forces that will carry your destiny into manifestation. Boldness is not reckless. It is not foolish. It is rooted in faith, guided by wisdom, and powered by trust in God. Every bold decision you make in alignment with His will becomes the pathway to freedom, favor, and fulfillment. The time is now, the moment is yours, and God is saying, walk boldly, move forward, step into what I have prepared for you. Fear has no authority here, and hesitation has no home. Boldness is your key to victory. The best is yet to come. Can I tell you something today? No matter how long you have waited, no matter how many setbacks, disappointments, or failures you have faced, God is saying, hold on, your breakthrough is closer than you think. Your joy is on the horizon. The best days of your life have not yet arrived. Too many of us are living as though the glory has passed, as though the miracles were in the past, as though the blessings have already been exhausted. But God is saying, no, the best is yet to come, and I am preparing it now. Think about the professional who has faced rejection after rejection in their career. They may have been passed over for promotions, overlooked for recognition, and doubted by peers. Fear whispers, this is all you will ever have. But God is saying, no, the best is yet to come. Every rejection was a setup. Every delay was a preparation. Every obstacle was a divine alignment for the extraordinary favor I am about to release. Your patience, your perseverance, and your faithfulness are being rewarded in ways that will shock you, impress you, and exceed your wildest dreams. Consider the student who has struggled through academic challenges, believing that their effort may never lead to success. The grades, the setbacks, the exams, they may feel like limits, but God is saying, the best is yet to come. Your wisdom is growing, your strength is building, and the doors of opportunity will open at the perfect time. Every lesson learned, every hardship endured, and every tear shed in study is a stepping stone to a future filled with excellence, recognition, and achievement. Look at the parent who has faced financial hardship, working long hours, sacrificing comfort, and sometimes wondering if better days will ever arrive. God is saying, the best is yet to come. Your provision is on the way. Your finances will be restored. Your labor will bear fruit beyond what you can imagine. Every sacrifice, every sleepless night, and every prayer of persistence is being multiplied. The best is not behind you, it is ahead of you, waiting for your faith to meet God's timing. Think about the person who has endured heartbreak, betrayal, or disappointment in relationships. They may feel that love, trust, and joy have passed them by, but God is saying, the best is yet to come. I am preparing a season of restoration, reconciliation, and fulfillment. Your heart will know peace, your life will know harmony, and your joy will overflow. Every pain, every tear, every moment of longing is being refined and transformed into a vessel ready to receive the extraordinary love and blessing God has prepared. Consider the entrepreneur whose business has struggled, who has faced failures, setbacks, and financial loss. The world may say it is over, but God is saying, no, the best is yet to come. Your vision will succeed, your efforts will be rewarded, and your legacy will be established. Every setback is a setup. Every failure is a teacher. Every obstacle is a divine nudge, pushing you toward a season of unprecedented breakthrough. Look at the individual who has struggled with health challenges, battling fatigue, illness, or pain. Every day may feel like a mountain to climb, but God is saying, the best is yet to come. Your body, your mind, and your spirit are being strengthened. Your healing is on the way. Your vitality will return, and your life will shine with renewed energy and purpose. Miracles are not just for yesterday, they are for today and tomorrow. God's promises never expire, and your best days are still ahead. Think about the worker who has felt unrecognized, undervalued, and overlooked. They may have believed that their hard work goes unseen, that their talents are unnoticed, and that their effort is meaningless. But God is saying, the best is yet to come. Recognition is approaching. Favor is being released. Your diligence will no longer be in vain, and your labor will be celebrated beyond expectation. Every day you have persevered has been a building block for extraordinary reward. Consider the person whose faith has been tested, who has prayed, fasted, and waited for breakthrough. They may feel exhausted, discouraged, and impatient, but God is saying, the best is yet to come. Your prayers are being answered. Your efforts are being multiplied, and your future is brighter than your past. The delays were not denials. The setbacks were not rejections. They were preparation, alignment, and refinement for the unparalleled blessing that is coming your way. Even in the smallest moments of life, the best is yet to come. The next smile, the next opportunity, the next victory, the next breakthrough, the next miracle, they are all waiting on the other side of faith. Your perseverance, your hope, and your trust in God's timing are positioning you to receive more than you can imagine. God is saying, do not settle for what has been. Do not live for what was. Step into the tomorrow I have prepared, for the best is yet to come. Every challenge, every delay, every tear, every disappointment, and every obstacle is being transformed into a stepping stone toward your best. The best is not a memory, it is a promise. It is not in the past, it is ahead. It is not for someone else, it is for you. Every day you hold on in faith. Every day you persist. Every day you trust. You move closer to the glory, the favor, and the extraordinary life that God has promised. Can I tell you something before we close? The truth is, God has not finished with you yet. You are standing on the edge of something monumental, something supernatural, something that will shift the trajectory of your life forever. Every tear you've cried, every setback you've endured, every night you spent wrestling with doubt, it was all preparation. The chains that once bound you are breaking. The walls that once held you back are falling. And the moment you step into the fullness of God's plan, you will look back and say, I didn't know it was this powerful. I didn't know it was this glorious. I didn't know it would be this miraculous. Listen to me carefully. Your freedom is not a small thing. It is not a fragment of joy or a temporary relief. No, your freedom is God's promise. It is His gift, your inheritance, your divine right. And He is saying today, take it, speak it, walk in it. Stop whispering. Stop doubting. Stand up, lift your voice, and declare the life that He has prepared. Every word you speak, every step you take, every act of faith is a declaration that you are ready for your breakthrough. The moment you choose boldness over fear, obedience over hesitation, and hope over despair, the heavens begin to move, angels begin to align, and the impossible becomes inevitable. Do you hear me? The past is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Every pain, every failure, every disappointment was training you, refining you, shaping you for the glory that is about to be revealed. You are stronger than your struggles, greater than your setbacks, and more powerful than every obstacle you face. What God has for you cannot be stopped by doubt, delayed by fear, or defeated by opposition. The universe itself will bend to your faith. The doors of opportunity will swing open, and blessings you never imagined will rush into your life. I want you to hear this. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward in spite of it. Boldness is not the absence of risk. It is stepping into destiny, knowing that God has already equipped you. Faith is not a wish, it is a force, a magnet that draws the miraculous toward you. Speak life over your circumstances. Release the chains that have held you back and walk boldly into the destiny God has called you to. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for validation. Do not wait for someone else to give you the green light. Your season has arrived. Your moment is now. Your breakthrough is closer than you can imagine. I declare to you today, the best is yet to come. The doors that were once closed are opening. The dreams that were deferred are coming to life. The miracles you have prayed for, the peace you have longed for, and the freedom you have desired, they are not far off. They are at your doorstep. Step into them, claim them, and refuse to let fear, doubt, or past failures steal what God has already ordained for you. Your destiny will not wait on anyone. Your breakthrough cannot be delayed by circumstance. Your miracle is in motion and it is unstoppable. So I challenge you, speak your freedom, walk boldly, release the weight that has held you down, and step into the extraordinary life God has prepared. Let your faith roar louder than your fear. Let your hope shine brighter than your doubt. Let your courage move faster than your hesitation. And when the world says you cannot, when the enemy whispers that you will fail, when circumstances seem impossible, remember this: you are not ordinary. You are not average. You are chosen. You are anointed. You are unstoppable. You are a living testimony of God's power, God's favor, and God's miraculous plan. And one day when you look back, you will see every struggle as a stepping stone, every tear as a seed, every challenge as a preparation for glory. You will say, it was worth it. Every moment was worth it. I am standing in my freedom, walking boldly in my purpose, and living the life God promised me. Now rise up, claim your freedom, and step into the destiny that has been waiting for you all along. Your time is now, your moment is here, and the best, oh yes, the very best is yet to come.